Welcome everyone to the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 Canadian Grand Prix here today. I'm your host, FettaCheese33. Joined alongside me is Miniko. Miniko, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty ecstatic if I'm being honest, considering what happened in Tier 3, because I was commentating that before. The amount of racing that was going on over there was absolutely chaotic, but also incredible, so I'm very excited to see how this race will go on.
Of course. And that was a very fast intro. We are getting ready to get things going very quickly. There are already so many people out in the pit lane ready to warm up their tires, set some into the track, and set some lap times on the track. Great attendance is always 19 people here in this race. Tier 4 never fails to disappoint with the amount of attendance it allows today. No. Wow, let's
it really doesn't.
Yeah, Miniko, you just want to give some thoughts around this track. I know it can be very tough for some drivers, and especially with some rain, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, rain can be a factor, as actually in qualifying in Tier 3 there was actually a bit of rain, so it can definitely throw a mix into pretty much anything, really, strategy or how you drive. But yeah, Canada, it does seem to be that type of track in which people don't exactly have the best of times on, or just can't seem to have the, just not able to get it correctly, basically. So we'll see how these drivers can really mitigate that, as well. They have 14 corners to negotiate, but penalties could be a situation as the track limits are very tight.
Yeah, of course. It's a very, very tricky track with track limits, balls, and honestly, I don't know about you, but it feels like a lack of grip going around the track. It's a very tough circuit. Tacos F1 sets the first lap of the day as I am on board with KP21. Last race's retiree. He's definitely going to want to put on a good show in order to recover some points based on his rivals in last race. Sprightly sets the fastest lap, a 10.8 right now, followed by Ichigo Tacos and KP21 Tacos on the mediums. So times are starting to rack in here. 3 people in the 10s. Will we see anyone in the 9s?
We shall see. Obviously, there's an 8-10 margin between Sprightly and the 9s, but you can always find that time at some point. But I just want to quickly mention the top 3 are already separated by, it was top 3, but now it's second down to 4th. This Phantom sets the fastest time. But second down to 4th, they're separated by only just over 300, so it's very close between those 3 already.
Yeah, and even then, Phantom still beat the time. There's still a lot of time left in the qualifying session in order to improve. Tacos already set a fastest lap on the mediums compared to his 5 rivals on the time sheet. Wow, just great. Do you want to go over the championship standings real quick, Miniko?
I shall indeed, as well, if you guys missed last race, we had quite a crazy race, needless to say, but that has actually changed things quite a bit for this championship, as the top 2 are only separated by 2 points, in which Janesb leads Phantom. Remember, Janesb in the AlphaTauri, and then of course BRL Phantom in the Alfa Romeo, and they're quite a comfortable gap ahead of the Ferrari of BaldguyRacin. So that's your top 3. But this is Tier 4. Anything can happen. But right now, Phantom and Janesb are really the 2 to watch out for, because they both had 2 wins. They both had 2 pole positions. Their average points are super close, and their average race position is super close. These 2 are just almost equal, I guess you could say. They're really the ones to watch out.
Yeah, of course, 4 different unique winners out of 6 races in this tier. We will see a new one rise out of the stars here in Canada. Of course, last race we saw, I think it was Hobwob who surprised the field with a pole position, and I mean kept it up in the pace and got a pretty good result. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Hobwob can definitely be one to watch out for, although he did DNF in the last race, so going from pole to a DNF wasn't what he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
But he has shown time and time that he definitely has the pace, because if you remember all the way back to Spain, he was running in P1 for quite a decent amount of that race before just being beaten out by Janesb, who at the time, because Hobwob was a reserve, at the time, his teammate was actually Janesb. So Hobwob, he has the pace. He just needs some consistency. It's really what he is looking for, as he's currently sitting P7 in the championship with only 3 finishes in 5 races, as he's had 2 DNFs the past 2 races. He does not want to make it a 3rd.
Yeah, Shredder is about to start in lap right now, Miniko. Would you like to commentate over this glorious track of your home track, actually?
It is my home track indeed, so ideally you want to keep the clean going through the final chicane. He actually cut the wall a tiny bit, but he managed to come off clean through there. Going into turn 1, the left-hander, you got to make sure not to corner cut. He wasn't anywhere close to that. Quickly going to the right, and you have to be careful on track here, which you doesn't exactly as so. Turn 3 and turn 4 can be tricky in terms of time penalties or even track penalties, but so far, Shredder keeping it easy. That's basically a flat turn 5. Then going into turn 6 and turn 7, you want to set yourself up nicely for the first DRS straight of this track, because there are 3 DRS straights. Maybe we see it moves into the corner he's going through. Turn 7. Oh, but he's actually invalidated there, just going a bit too wide.
I think another person might be going for Hobwob. Hobwob is going for the lap as well. You want to continue off of him?
Yeah, so now going through the hairpin, we can possibly see some overtakes around here, and is one of the few heavy braking zones around here. Got a little squirrely though on the exit, but luckily he manages to keep it out of the wall for the time being, and he's going to blast down the casino straight, as it's called, going to the final chicane. Final chicane is going to be really hard, and he doesn't get the best of it. Still keeps it valid though, interestingly. He kind of cut turn 14, cuts across the line. It's only P10.
Yeah, definitely. He probably has some time to improve. You saw he had a little bit of wheel spin there coming through the hairpin. But honestly, Taco's there. Taco's on the medium lap on pole position. We've seen 3 races now. Well, not including F2, but basically 2 races now where we've seen the F1 cars go through the tire wear, and we've seen a bit of strategies throughout the race week, so we can kind of expect and see what can go on with the strategies. Ichigo is going to start a lap now. We'll go on him later. I don't know what the weather report is, but what I've seen, I mean, the mediums are a really good race tire around this track in this game compared to the softs. The softs have improved as well. They can go, I think, over 10 laps, barely over 10 laps, but we got to keep an eye on those medium runners. No one's qualified on the mediums except for him as of right now.
Well, Deemer's actually also on the mediums as well, currently sitting P7.
Right, oh yeah. P7, yeah, oh yeah, fastest lap, yeah, until best, yeah. So, that'll be interesting. Phantom and Ichigo both are on laps. I honestly think both of these drivers can contend for pole, Miniko. Ichigo has shown incredible pace throughout the season. I mean, he's done a little bit of mistakes, but he is new to this season. He can learn a few things, and he's coming through the final chicane. Let's see what his lap would be.
Keeps it nice and easy through the final chicane. Blast down the pit straight. Does he go into the 9s? No, he doesn't. But he's very close to pole position. Look at that, 17 thousandths.
Yeah, what about Ichigo now? going through the final chicane. 5/10 up, a little under 5/10 up. Can he be Ichigo's time? Yes, he can. Oh, into the 9s. Only person into the 9s as of right now. Do I see James B? Is James B not racing? Is that, I'm just blind.
Actually, yeah, you are correct.
Wow.
He's
not.
So that is a huge mix. I didn't even notice that until now. So with James B, Phantom is really going to be the one to watch out in this race. He's going to want to capitalize, because remember, the gap between them is only 2 points. If Phantom can get the win here at his home track, that's 23 points, or even 24 if he gets the fastest lap. So this is going to be crucial.
Of course, no points for fastest lap. Sorry, no points for pole position. So he can't really get his hopes up as of right now. Another driver to look out for is definitely Crusade Ethab, previously more Ethab. He's also shown incredible pace throughout the tier, which is, again, making those little mistakes, costing him those podiums that he so desperately wants. Going through that final chicane, can he have his redemption again for Alpine? That is a 1:10.1, goes P2, 3/10 behind Phantom. So it's looking good right now. Tacos is going on an out lap on soft, so he's not going to go out on the mediums. He's not going to stay on the mediums.
As I saw a bit of a jump up, as is actually BRL Butters, who went up into P5. Butters, which has not had the best of times in this tier, has only had one finish to his name, and that was P12, so he's going to want some points in this race. And P5 right now, so far, so good.
Yeah, not so bad. Oh, great. My spectator menu thing is broken. So I just have to resort to the annoying scrolling.
Actually, there's actually a trick to that if you don't know, actually. If you just press A twice on the driver's select and then spectate, it'll fix it.
That's great.
Oh, what is going on here?
In the pit lane.
Yes, it is on the exit. RJL was just disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
Oh.
And Sprightly was disqualified as well.
Sprightly as well.
What has gone on?
Wow, I mean, maybe he was gonna try and let someone by, or that's unlucky. But they're gonna be starting down into 18th and 19th. There are a lot of drivers in this grid, but it's Canada, of course. Both in realistic and tier 3, we've seen a very chaotic race. Considering it's tier 4, I think it would be less chaotic. But I don't know. We'll just have to see. Taco's F1 looking very pacey on those mediums in qualifying. Can he improve from his time? Yes, he does, but does not beat Phantom's time. Stays a little under 1/10 behind him in P2. I don't know if he would have decided to stay on those mediums. He might go for another lap.
We'll see, but yeah, they're getting closer to Phantom's time, but it's just not enough. And Phantom, he's only done 2 laps, I believe, so he still has an extra sauce left for him. So Phantom, he's also looking good. He already has 2 pole positions. He could possibly make it a third. And also, wouldn't he want to have pole position at his home track?
Of course.
I've kind of been in that situation, so I mean, if he can do it for Canada, then that'd be great for him.
Yeah, of course, he unfortunately, no, actually, he did win in Baku, so he has some momentum coming into this race, even in his home track. So if he gets this win, now that James B. is not racing, I mean, the amount of momentum he will go through the season, he's gonna have, if he does get a good results finish, James B is gonna have to work a lot to try and close that gap. But we've seen his consistency. That's KP21 going for an out lap. The time is getting ever so close until that checkered flag, so drivers will have to keep an eye out there.
Yes, they are, and when you were talking about James B consistency, this proves exactly that. Every single race that he has participated in, he's been on the podium, except once, and that was Portimao, but he had P4, so he was right off of the podium. So James B consistency is really what to watch out for in this. Phantom as well also has pretty good consistency. Every single race he's started, he's been in the points. 2 first place finishes, 2 second place finishes, and a P7. So he's racked up quite a lot of points, but Janesb just beating him out there. But thanks to Janesb not being here, Phantom, like I said, he's going to be one to watch out for. And right now he is on pole, so it's going to be interesting how Phantom can make it this.
Valkyrie almost split in the chicane. I think he can go out for one more lap, but it's not good for him. KP2-1, what does he set? A 1:11.6 does not improve from his tucked by Valkyrie there. It's not going to help him, and he gets distracted by the Williams a bit. He retired last time out in Baku, and I don't know. He was fighting for the championship in the early stages of the season, the first 3 races, but he's kind of fallen off a bit, especially with that retirement. So hopefully he can rack up better positions there as he gets in purple sector 1. He's getting a bit of traffic there from Butters. Oh, that's not good. But he's still keeping the focus on. There we go, KB21. Negotiating the traffic extremely well. Going through the hairpin. That white Red Bull still in the game. I'm not sure why they still have it, but
I ain't complaining.
yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
Going through the second to last DRS straight. Now a tricky chicane with the wall of champions. Oh no, invalidates. Not good for the Red Bull driver. That's going to be a 10-7 invalid. That would have put him P8, but unfortunately things did not go his way. Now, things are going to start to get really exciting here. Crusade Ethab and Father Code both retired. They're not going to be setting any more laps. Phantom's on an out lap. Taco is on a lap right now. He invalidates. That's not well. I don't think he'll have time for another lap, so that is his qualifying done. I think he might be safe considering Ichigo, the closest rival on him, is 3/10 separated from him.
Already
but
invalidated
Phantom
too.
already 6/10 up on his time and hits the wall. I think that might be front wing damage. I think that might be his qualifying done. Yes, it is. That is 3/10 down on his time with front wing damage. I don't think he will improve. Ichigo is also invalidated. Butters is also invalidated. Baldguy is the fastest one on a lap right now. 2 thousandths up on his time. He's gonna need a monumental 3rd sector if he wants to get pole position. But hey ho, anything can happen in Tier 4. We've seen this before. Gonna go through the final chicane. Takes it really cautious. That is his qualifying done, actually.
Yes.
Butters gonna go. Yeah, that is qualifying done for everyone. Ichigo is the first person to cross the line. Valkyrie 2nd. Butters 3rd. What about Quick Tongue? New Alpine. I think he is a reserve. Gonna go and cross the line. What can he set? Sets 3rd. Beats his teammate Crusade Ethab by 2/10. Very, very good from the reserve driver, and that is your qualifying done. A lot of people messed up on those final runs, I'll tell you that. That was crazy.
Yeah, a bunch of people just either extending the track limits too much or just not entirely getting the grip that they want and either hitting the wall or just having a bit of a moment. But luckily for Phantom, everyone else had that moment compared to what he had with that front wing damage, so he manages to get pole position, and the top 3 are separated by less than a 10. That is close.
Phantom gets his 2nd pole position of the season. Great stuff by him in his home track. He's gonna have to negotiate 36 laps of tight walls, strict track limits, and 19 other rivals against him. Sorry, 18 other rivals against him. But here's your qualifying order. That is a really close qualifying for the top 3, considering it is the lowest tier of BRL. Look at that. I mean, 400ths behind separates 1st and 2nd, and a 10th separates 1st and 3rd. And then the rest follows. Crusade Ethab in 4th. Alpine is doing really well. And yeah, look at that. I mean, Crusade Ethab, Father Corn. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a very close qualifying. I just want to mention, though, it is actually Phantom's third pole position.
Right, yeah.
Actually, so,
I read
yeah,
second on the sheet.
he's the first person. Yeah, so he's the first person to have 3 pole positions ahead of Janesb. So it's not a unique pole sitter, but there's still a chance of a unique winner. We'll have to wait and see. And well, it is dry, so strategies will be not as straightforward as just going on the same set of tires as you would in the wet.
Of course, I see a bit of clouds. I don't know. Maybe we could see a bit of wetness down there, but we'll just have to see as the race goes on.
Not entirely sure. Just looking at the chat, I don't think anybody has said anything about weather.
Oh well, it is what it is. We'll just carry on like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, another conspiracy as well. Well, not conspiracy, but question. I know 2 stop or 1 stop. I don't know if which one's quicker, really. They're both really close by what I've seen in practice. No one in the top 10 has gone through on mediums, which is really surprising considering I expected mediums to be more closer. But we'll just have to see if anyone changes their strategy outside the top 10, as they don't get to start on the same tires they qualified in. If they did start outside that said top 10, is the lobby glitched?
Not that many people are readying up just yet. It's
it's
happened plenty of times before, so it could be that.
Quick tongue. Oh, there's quick tongue isn't supposed to be here. Okay.
That's an interesting thing that's going on there. But just going through strategy for the time being, obviously the top 10 obviously are starting on the softs. Just looking at down at the bottom, everyone right now is going on mediums, except for the Aston Martin of Carbon F1, who is going onto the hards. I'm not sure if that's the best call, though, because from what I know, the hards, they aren't exactly the best tire. They can last a long way, yes, but they're not the best race tire. Not sure if you're there, Feta. Hello. You might, I think either you have your mic muted or not.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
there you go.
No, sorry, I had a bit of technical difficulties there.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, people are gonna warm up their tires going through the first sector. The curves as well. We didn't talk about this in qualifying. The curves are refined compared to last game, so that's really well. It's so satisfying to go through those curves. But in my opinion.
We shall see. It's really the way to go. Obviously, safety cars are going to play a huge role for ideally the top 10. If there isn't really a safety car, we'll see how they can mitigate that. But this race could either come down to strategy or just mitigating pretty much anything that happens.
Yeah, oh, that is
Both the Aston
a
Martins too.
disqualification. Both the Aston Martins, yeah. Bit of miscommunication from the 2 pair.
Yeah, not gone well for them. And ideally, with Carbon on the hards and Hubbub on the mediums, they will not be up to temperature.
Yeah. Oh,
Valkyrie
another
and Fluky
one.
now getting
Fluky,
disqualified. That's already 4 people. They're not keeping the distance. You guys don't go for that team. The social distancing.
Oh, yep. Gotta keep those regulations.
Yeah, man.
But here we go. Phantom is the first one to line up on the grid, and everyone is gonna follow him. RJL, the last person to stop on the grid, is going to have to wait a bit. But here we go. We're gonna wait for 5 red lights now.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. 35 laps. 4 lights, 5 lights. It is lights out and away we go. Who gets the better start? Looks like an Alpine falls away from the back there. That's a Williams and Phantom, both battling it out for the lead. A bit of lag from an Alpine, but the Williams has the inside coming off of turn 2. Tacos leads from turn 2. Phantom is going to try and fight back, keeping a bit of front wheel there. Both the 2 front cars in front of everyone by 5 seconds. And there's a bit of carnage in the back there. I didn't get to see that. Father Corn gets front wing damage. He is going very slowly, going off of turn 6. Both Alpines going very well though. Father Corn gets a 3-second time penalty.
I saw a huge moment between Quick Tongue and Ishigo. Ishigo completely spinning off and is now all the way down in last. And I think he doesn't have damage surprisingly, but Ishigo not just having a terrible start. Same with Carmen as well. Carmen is actually spun as well. Same with Sprightly. That's already 3 people that have been off in this race. But
Phantom's gonna fight back on Tacos now. Sorry about that minute ago. They're going side by side through the penultimate straight. Tacos has the better straight line speed and keeps the lead coming into the chicane. It's very easy to get front wing damage there. Tacos very close to the wall there, but he keeps the position. Phantom's gonna have to wait until DRS, or he might attack earlier later on. It's just those quick decisions that either wins you or loses the race. A lot of people in the pits. There are 4 people in the pits to change that front wing, I'm assuming.
I'm just going to take a moment to real quick. Look at the gap between 2nd and 3rd. It's already 6 seconds, and we're only on the 2nd lap.
Yeah, I mean, that midfield had a bit of a scrap there, and the Tacos and Phantom were just pulling away from everyone, and they're still doing it right now. They're even when they're battling.
Yeah, I just want to say he is starting to close up a little bit after being released, but yeah, the bit of carnage on the first lap so far. Luckily, no DNS for the top 3 and top 2 very close together. Phantom having the slipstream on Taco, but obviously without a DRS, it is just